Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool, but before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Liverpool's Darwin Nunez has been dealt a blow as the Court of Arbitration for Sport turned down his plea to overturn a ban from an on-pitch scuffle he was part of while playing for Uruguay. The 25-year-old now faces missing out on pivotal World Cup qualifiers for his nation next month, while there remains doubt over his long-term prospects at Anfield. Nunez found himself among 5 Uruguayans initially handed suspensions after they tangled with supporters following their Copa America semi-final loss to Reds teammate Luis Diaz's Colombia in July last year. Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur was among that number and received a 4-game ban. The players, along with the Uruguay Football Association, contested the sanctions at CAS, insisting self-defense was at play as they tried to protect their families post-match at Charlotte's Bank of America Stadium in the US, which saw Uruguay defeated 1-0. However, on Tuesday, CAS made it clear that their appeal had been rejected. This verdict leaves Nunez, who was caught on camera throwing a chair in the melee, to complete his original 5-game ban, having already missed 2 competitive internationals for his country in September, as per the Liverpool Echo. The panel found that in this case, the principle of self-defense does not apply, and that the conduct of the players constituted a voluntary, violent, and unjustified action, CAS noted. This sanction rules Nunez out of Uruguay's upcoming World Cup qualifying fixtures, both away to Paraguay and at home versus Venezuela, as well as the encounter with Peru come September. With just 4 matches left, Uruguay are well placed to secure a spot in next summer's World Cup in the US. They currently sit 3rd in the 10-team South American division, with the top 6 nations automatically advancing. Nunez has had a challenging season with Liverpool, netting a mere 7 goals in 45 appearances and making only 1 Premier League start since Boxing Day for the newly crowned champions. Liverpool turned down an offer from the Saudi Pro League for the striker in January, but they are prepared for renewed interest from the Middle East when the transfer window opens on the 1st of June. Former Rangers boss Steven Gerrard could be in line for a surprise return to Ibrox. The 44-year-old won the Scottish Premiership title in his first spell, but has been out of work since January. Gerrard left Rangers for Aston Villa in November 2021, but lasted just 11 months in charge of the Premier League club. He took over at Saudi Pro League side Al-Ettifaq in the summer of 2023, securing a 6th-place finish in his first season, but left midway through the current campaign by mutual agreement. Former Rangers boss Steven Gerrard could be in line for a surprise return to Ibrox. The 44-year-old won the Scottish Premiership title in his first spell, but has been out of work since January. Gerrard left Rangers for Aston Villa in November 2021, but lasted just 11 months in charge of the Premier League club. He took over at Saudi Pro League side Al-Ettifaq in the summer of 2023, securing a 6th-place finish in his first season, but left midway through the current campaign by mutual agreement. According to The Telegraph, Gerrard is one of a number of names in the running. The number of contenders is said to be in double figures at this stage, with former Premier League bosses in the conversation. Gary O'Neill, Rob Edwards and Russell Martin are among those in the mix, along with unnamed foreign candidates. Former Southampton boss Martin spent time at Rangers during his playing days, and has been out of work since leaving St Mary's in December. Martin said on Sunday he feels ready to return to management, telling Match of the Day 2, "It's been a good time to reflect, and a good break after 20 years or so of playing and then straight into management. So it's been a nice time to enjoy. I think wherever I go next, and whenever I go in next, I'll be much better for it. I think it's really important to make the right choice. We've turned a few opportunities down because it didn't feel quite right, and it's about the opportunity it gives us, how we feel about it, the people you're working for, and also the cultural context, how the style of play will fit, how the work that we do will fit with the club." Rangers have already locked up 2nd place in the league this season and will enter next season's Champions League in the 2nd qualifying round. They recorded a thumping 4-0 win over Aberdeen over the weekend, with interim boss Ferguson praising his team's display. I was a little bit frustrated and angry in the first half, Ferguson said as 4 goals after the break gave his team victory. I had to make a change, and we had a fair chat where I demanded more from them. I thought in the second half, in terms of the way we played, that was more like the team that I want to see. We had runners from midfield, attack their penalty box, and looked a real threat. I need to give the boys credit, because they took on board information that I gave them at half-time, and I thought in the second half we were miles in front of Aberdeen. Liverpool star Luis Diaz has insisted he wants to stay at Anfield for as long as possible as he prepares to enter the final 2 years of his contract. The Colombian has been a success at Liverpool since joining from FC Porto for around £37.5 million in 2022, netting 41 times in 146 appearances. His goals have helped Liverpool forge a dangerous attacking front line alongside the likes of Mohamed Salah, Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota and Cody Gakpo. Diaz has continued his impressive form this season by scoring 17 times in all competitions, a huge factor in the team's Premier League title triumph, though there have been some concerns about his contract situation. Liverpool have already lost Trent Alexander-Arnold to a free transfer, with Real Madrid likely to pounce, while they left it until the last minute to secure Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk to new contracts. However, Diaz has allayed fears over the possibility of him walking away for nothing, as he declared his happiness at the club and his desire to continue for many more years to come. I'm really happy, and I have been like this since the first day I arrived, he told Colombian TV station Telemundo Deportes about his future at Anfield. I've always been very calm, and I have really just been enjoying the football played by this great team. Being a part of this. We will be talking, the talk about his future will happen. For me, I'd stay for as long as possible. It also depends on the club. It all depends on the details. They're all details that are sorted out separately. But I am very calm, very happy, and I am enjoying the Premier League. Diaz will hope to avoid a similar situation to that of Alexander-Arnold, who was booed by supporters while preparing to come on as a substitute in the 2-2 draw with Arsenal on Sunday. The forward refused to wade into the topic or condemn fans for jeering, but defended the right-back for what he has given to Liverpool over the years. I have no say in that, he said. I can talk about Trent because he's a person who has worked very well, given everything to the club. I think he's contributed what he wanted, he won everything. So, I think he's leaving through the front door. He is a great player, a great person, and he has enormous quality. I'm very proud to play alongside him. Arneslot promised to carry on picking Trent Alexander-Arnold, despite the Liverpool fullback becoming Anfield's public enemy. No 1 point Alexander-Arnold was subjected to loud, overwhelming booing from the home fans when he came on as a second-half substitute in Liverpool's draw with Arsenal. England star Alexander-Arnold announced this week he will leave Liverpool when his contract expires, and he is set to sign for Spanish giants Real Madrid on a free transfer. Liverpool boss Slot admitted it was difficult for Alexander-Arnold, but says it will not be a detraction for their title celebrations, and he will pick him in the final Premier League matches with Brighton and Crystal Palace. Slot said, "I don't think there's any possibility whatever can happen that can take the edge of us winning this 20th league title. The thing I consider is, I want to win a game of football, and if we think we can win with Trent, I owe it to his teammates and to the fans, because Liverpool hired me to win as many games of football as possible. And if I think there's a better chance of winning with Trent, then I will pick him. If I think it's a distraction or whatever can happen for us not to play a good game of football, then I might make another decision. But I think Trent showed today why I brought him in, because he was very close with a few fantastic crosses for us to win the game." Gunners boss Mikel Arteta, who saw Mikel Merino get the 6th red card of Arsenal's Premier League season, was furious at his team's first half display and claimed the second half fight back almost made it worse. If we want to really win it, the consistency level has to be for 95 minutes. I don't like to talk about the players that are not here and the excuses. "I am disappointed," said Arteta, who was asked whether the fight back or result was a message for next season. "For sure, don't play 6 times in the season with 10 men, because if that happens, we won't win it next season, for sure. And we need to learn, a lot of learning." Arteta will now be without Merino for next week's home game with Newcastle, and he was also downbeat on Declan Rice's chances of being fit. Arteta added, "I think he is struggling. It does not look good."